Hello there, this is Starling. You crash on a world with no color and you collect star cores to fuel your ship and bring that world back to life. It's a brand new game that we are starting 100% from scratch. Today we are building the first world. The movement animations of the player, the enemies, the platforms, the environment, and to create the logic we're gonna be using GPT 5.6 Sol in Ultra. So let's see how all this turns out. Spoiler, you will love the final result. For creating the art I'm gonna be using Makko, a studio for 2D worlds that is already used for thousands of game creators and was already used to create lots of assets and even complete games. I would say it's already one of the best tools to create sprites nowadays. So to begin, I've created a brand new collection, as you can see, next to the pirate game collection from the previous series. And the first thing I've done is in the concept art, I uploaded some images that basically show like the world of the game. And also, for example, this kind of boss fight. And with basically these concept images, I started extracting all the different elements that I needed. So for example, I would select this image as a reference, and then over here in the prompt, I would just say something like create a hand-painted 2D game character sprite, and Makko understands that the character that I want to create is exactly this one. The cool thing is that you can also select multiple styles. So first of all, for the character, as you can see, I tried different ones, okay? I think that this one was actually the best, but I also tried, for example, cinematic. This one is called vector. This one is called 3D. That also looks very cool. Hyper real. But well, I ended up going with this one. I just saved it to a library using this button. But well, it's cool that, as you can see here, you can play like with the different styles and choose the one that matches what you actually want to create as close as possible. Now, once that you have your character over here, as we need to animate it, it's highly recommended that we go over here and create a reference sheet. This is very simple. You just make sure that the character is the only thing selected and click on generate, and this will give you this exactly that, the reference sheet, that then if you go to animation you can select it and start adding all the different animations to your character. And just take a look at the consistency that you have between all of them. The character does not change, there are no weird stuff in the animations, literally looks awesome. Once you found an animation that you like, you will have a button here to save it, which will open up the animation editor. Here you can directly play your animation, and more importantly, you can set the size, okay? For example, as you can see over here, I recommend something like 512 pixels. It's gonna be very optimized for game engines, and as you can see, it will still look very cool. And then in resample frames, in this case, I'm using 12 frames per second, which will keep 1 in 2 frames, because if not, you will end up having a sprite sheet with maybe 100 frames, and usually you don't really need that. As you can see, this looks just fine. Then you just click on bake, and here you can directly download your sprite sheet. You will need to repeat this process with every single animation. And if you are here in the animations tab, you can directly click export. And as you can see over here, with literally one click, you would just download every single animation. And to use it, I just add a new animation inside an animated sprite. I click on add frames from sprite sheet, select the image, set up horizontal and vertical frames. And here we have it, okay? Okay, so here I have every single sprite sheet, and as you can see, Makko is able to create super consistent characters, because it looks the exact same in every single animation, and actually have generated something like 10 different states for the player. I also downloaded here Godot AI, 100% free from the asset store, and this allows tools like Codex or Claude to directly interact with the Godot editor. This means creating new scenes, creating new nodes, things that basically by default they can't do. Inside my Game 2 collection, as you can see, I've created a sub-collection called World 1, since my idea is that the game has different worlds, okay? And the first one is gonna be like some kind of dark city, okay? So well, here in Makko, I can organize everything. And the process was like very similar. I already had like this concept image of the first world. And for all the game, I'm gonna be using this style over here, just to, once again, keep everything consistent. So extracting different elements is relatively simple, because if I want to create this pack, for example, Well, this is the image that kind of has those elements. So I just select it and I tell AI to create a sheet of ready-made platform pieces, and it's gonna 100% create that. It is just amazing. And to create some coins, exact same thing. In this case, I can see the coin in this image. So I just select it as a reference, tell it to create a 2D collectible sprite, and it's gonna literally create the exact same thing as we have over here. I want this ship. In this case, let's clear the reference images, and the ship is in this one. So I just select it, tell it to create the ship, and here I have it. Take a look at that. Then this ship, I also saved it as a reference, and I selected it again and created like a broken version of it. Another thing that I really like is that you can create backgrounds that then you can tile, okay? I use this image as a reference, and I use this option over here that is called platformer background, which you find directly over here. This is used for repeating background styled for horizontal scrolling platformers. Basically, then we can make this background scroll in Godot. Then, for example, to generate some NPCs, you can see that this one doesn't actually match the style of the game. So what I've done is not only selecting this style over here, but also I use the character, okay, as a concept. And as you can see now, well, the vibe is matched way better. And I've done the same thing for this other guy. Literally the number of generations that you can get done for a complete game is very huge. Like, you need lots of things, but Makko makes it a little bit easier. Once this was done, I needed to animate some of these things. Oh, but also prior to that, okay, I also created some enemies, okay? Like, take a look at this. It just looks awesome. So here, okay, once again, I created a reference sheet for, well, the enemies that I wanted to animate. I didn't really need a reference sheet for the NPCs, for example, because they will just always be in this pose, and they will just be like breathing in the exact same place, in the exact same pose. But on the other hand, well, the enemies are gonna be moving, then attacking, and they are, okay, a reference sheet can be super helpful. And once again, the flow was the exact same one. So for example, here's the idle animation of this NPC, here's the one from this other character, and well, you can take a look at all the animations that I created. Take a look at this attack animation from this guy. Looks very awesome. And once again, whenever you have finished creating everything, for example, you can go to the game assets, export, and this gives you completely organized folders with, for example, props, or well, the static images, as you can see, or another folder with all the different spreadsheets. Once again, completely ready and organized to directly drop inside Godot and start working with them. This is just amazing, okay? So, for example, here's the player, okay, that I think that I've already showed you. But then, okay, I've also created different scenes, okay, with all the different spreadsheets, okay, with the different enemies, okay, which, as you can see, look just awesome, okay? I can't wait to see like how this actually looks once this is implemented. Now, here comes the important part. Let's go with 5.6 Sol in ultra effort, and I will just tell you to create the game. Come on, take a look at this. We even have like a complete options menu. I can't believe it. New game. Okay, let's see. Okay, I have to fix this. Okay, so the idea is that, as you can see, our ship it's like broken, and we have to collect 8-star cores, like to kind of fix it, okay? We have this first NPC. Oh, wow. Take a look at how the background here like connects seamlessly and starts over again. That is complete magic that Makko can do. So, talk. Okay, so we have the first NPC. Your ship needs energy. The old city still holds star cores. Find the 7 scattered through the ruins. The garden wards the last, because yes, there should be a boss fight, okay, at the end of the level. Okay. Looks awesome, and I think that we should be able to yes, we have like this superpower here. Looks awesome. Okay, here we have the first coin. Okay, so we have to collect 8. Here we go. Okay, here we have the first enemy. Whoop, there it is. And okay, so we have to fight this guy over here. Come on, let's do it. There it is. Okay, looks awesome. And we should have like wall jump enabled. Yes, take a look at us. I can't believe it. Okay, here we have the other NPC from beyond the Goomlands, did it not? Blackstone remembers every engine that failed above this city. Mind the warden keeps the last light for itself. Okay. And we have this other enemy over here. Oh, okay. Be careful. Let's try to kill it. Come here, my boy. Come here. There it is. One more. Oh, there it is. Okay, looks awesome. And I suppose that here we have to use our power up. There it is. That's cool. Okay, okay, that's amazing. Like, take a look at everything that GPT did on its own. And I suppose that here, yeah, take a look at that control. That looks awesome. There it is. Perfect. Okay, let's walk right over here. And now we have to collect the last one. There it is. Well, not the last one. We have the other enemy. Let's pass through it. That's cool. This other one. Perfect. We have this enemy. Let's go fast. There it is. There it is. There it is. And okay, what is this? Okay. And okay, this is the boss. An spark comes to feed the dark. Come closer, little star. I did not cross the gloomlands to turn back now. Okay, so this is like the boss fight. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, it tries to attack me. There it is. Okay, come on. Let's try to defeat it. There it is. There it is. I only have 1 life left. There it is. And defeated. I can't believe we were able to create like all this from just one prompt. Whoa, I love this wall jump. Like, looks awesome and super polished. Okay, here we've collected the last one. And okay, reactivate the ship. Okay, there it is. Board ship. Okay, and here we have like all the 4 worlds that, okay, throughout these episodes, we're gonna be creating. So these were the Gloomlands, okay, this kind of dark city. But well, then we're gonna be having 4 other worlds, okay, that we are going to be creating. And take a look at this, like we have the complete scene with all the different elements that I can directly grab, for example, move, modify. This is a cool thing of making it in Godot. This is just like amazing. Yeah, like if I wanted to modify, I don't know, the position of this coin and I wanted to put it like right here, I could. Take a look at the tile level background, okay, that we have over here. This is very good, like very, very good. Once again, 100% thanks to Makko. And yes, like if I wanted to, I don't know, for example, this coin over here feels a little bit off, so I could position it exactly in the center. If I wanted to modify a position of a platform or whatever it is, as you can see here, I can do it. So it's an amazing base that GPT built. I have to be honest, I did have to modify some stuff on my own, okay, and I have to guide GPT sometimes a lot. But well, in general, like what it's been able to create is just amazing. This did take maybe 4 or 5 hours in total from back and forth, creating stuff, testing it, etc. And as you can see, like this thing spawned in total something like 30 sub-agents, okay, let's say workers, okay, that were auditing different things, creating different stuff, validating that everything was in place. So indeed, the power that this thing has is just amazing. Also, this did consume like lots of tokens. Like actually it used, I think, 80% of my weekly limit. But once again, this was 5 hours of non-stop, literally. But well, fortunately, then I had a reset there that OpenAI is always giving, so I just used it. And once again, like here, all the gallery with stuff that we have made with Makko is just literally amazing. And if you're wondering how to use these like packs over here, it is just a matter of using a sprite 2D and enabling the region, and this allows you to just render like some parts of an image. So actually, this is a perfect workflow, literally. So I'm super happy with the final result. If you want to start using Makko, you will have a link to it in the description down below, and see you in the next one.